Yo, what's up, guys? Good morning. Good morning to everyone. What up, what up? I'm just gonna do a little quick recap on these and what I have noticed this past couple of days. Well, I noticed yesterday a little bit more. Did figure it out. We have on December 10th, we did have an imbalance for our candle up here. That the FOMC was, when the FOMC was playing, the meeting, damn, that was on December 10th. So we had this candle right here. This candle was from the FOMC meetings, and when Powell was speaking, and then it just did a impulse down, impulse up, impulse down, and it just stayed kind of in that range, just impulsing. Brought it back down into a bearish, very bearish trend. Into an area of 85k to 88,000. I did notice that there was a few retests. Look, there's few retests that was indicating that the market was trying to go bullish, but it couldn't. Basically, it didn't. It couldn't, and just retested these areas, these high areas. There might be a few of them more that I just didn't get. Probably like this one right here. Touching back in that area. This one too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 retesting areas. It retested it, brought it back down. Tried to retest it back onto this area, brought it back down, and then it just pushed it all the way down. Same thing. It tried to come back up, even onto this area. If you guys can kind of see, tried to come up to this area, retested it, couldn't. Went back down. Went up again. Didn't retest all the way up here, but did get into the highest areas. But same thing, it did not retest this area up here that has been retested a few times. Same thing, brought it back down, accumulation on Saturday and Sunday, brought it back up, and then you have a retesting area again. It failed to pump back up to refill these fair value gaps and then the FOMC meeting, but it didn't, since it was an imbalance. This is an imbalance FOMC wick candle, basically. Didn't know where it was going. It has a big wick, but small body of a candle. Also noticed, okay, so we just brought it back down into this area again. Broke structure, accumulated on between 86 to 88 again. From over here, retested, made it to these areas again. As a neutral area or accumulation area right here, brought it back up. Didn't retest. It couldn't retest it on this one. Two big impulse candles, one to the upside, one to the downside. Again to this area, to the 88. Now it's just a little bit lower. 87, just a little bit lower, and also ranging at 86. So it was neutrally ranging on that area. Brought it back up. Tried to retest these high areas again. Didn't break structure to the upside. So tried and it couldn't. So now I was just bringing it back to this area. What I do believe it can probably happen, since we have an idea now that it tried to break up to the upside, but it couldn't. It was just retesting these areas again and again and again. Now that what I can basically see more of this projection would be either can come up again, refill the fair value gap that we are missing right here, brought it back down, and then throughout the whole week, since it's almost the end of the year, throughout the whole week, it's just going to be able to accumulate sideways like this, and then find its way, if it's going to retest these areas again and then bring it back down. That I think it will not happen, since it already happened 5 times. What I do believe is that we haven't even touched these fair value. Well, we touched them, we filled them up in the middle, but we haven't completed them all the way through. And then we haven't touched these lows, and then we got more lows down here. So what I do believe that it can probably happen, my higher chance probability would be coming down to this area all the way to this area, and then just staying at this area just like this, retesting back to the lows. Probably could come like this and then drop it back again to the lower point. I don't think it would probably go lower than 83 to 80 probably. So I know for sure it's going to be ranging at 85, 85, and 85. But if it does come lower, that would be the cool part. I will be marking my market structure, my market break, my market structure break. So I will have to see how that will work. Now we do have a high here, we have a low here. Basically, this high was broken with these two candles, brought it back up, retested it, and then brought it back down. Now we can probably see that we have a market structure break right here, and then we have a high over here. Since it did break it, I mean, it's just going to be ranging right there. Break down, range again, break down. Another thing that I did see and I noticed was, let me see if I can go back. Another thing that I did notice, if you guys kind of see it, we were ranging on these high areas right here. So basically through this area, retested this area. This area couldn't push it that much, but you guys kind of see an idea. From 94 all the way to 90, it was just, until 89, it was just ranging into this part, right? So push up, range, push down, range, push up, range. So basically it was ranging onto this part area. Let me see if I can put it right here. There we go. Let's go 4 hour. There we go. So we were testing on these areas over here, if you guys kind of see, to this point right here. Broke structure back to the downside, and now we're testing on these areas, on this part, like that. Now we're testing these areas again. So we were testing these areas, broke back down, testing these areas, so that's what I can probably think that it will be happening. Now we'll be breaking back down and then testing these areas, refilling all these lower gaps right here. No, sorry, these lower liquidity points. That's it. That's what I basically saw. I think there will be nothing else than just a waiting game right now and see if you can just catch a swing to the low side. Now that I believe that I might have a new strategy, would be filling up gaps. So kind of like this, giving yourself idea. Okay, if it didn't push it up, and if it tries to push it up 4 times, the fifth time for sure is not going to be able to push it up. Now what I can do basically is, if I see that we have a big impulse candles going to the upside, and you see that the wick touched the top point of your Fibonacci tool that is at the 1, and the next candle didn't impulse either, it just turned red, it just turned bearish, I would just be able to fill all these gaps right there to the lowest point of that candle, and then just put the stop loss at the end of this candle. I have it on the long position. There we go. So yeah, basically that ought to be it, and then just fill it up all these other gaps, and then just put your stop loss into the highest point, since they already retested it, and then it's not going to go higher. So yeah, that would have been a little quick, fast trading. But for right now, that's another thing that I have to just re-practice and retest, do my back testing. But right now we're doing testing live, so let's see how that's going. Same thing with Ethereum. There's nothing different with Ethereum. Same thing, is tried to reach to the highest point and it just couldn't. It just doesn't look as clean as BTC looked like. We got Solana also is doing the same thing, retesting these highs, retesting highs. We couldn't get to the big impulse candle. kind of, but this is more like an imbalance candle, you see? Really imbalanced candle. Small body, but high wick. Yeah, that's funny. Oh, that's funny. So small body and high wick, and so that would be that. Basically, let me see if I can just write it down. Just put 1 hour in imbalance, and that's basically it. Wait, I just want to see if that's an imbalanced candle. Let me check my chart real quick. I have another chart right here on the side. Yeah, that candle is an imbalanced candle. The only thing is that the only candle. Yeah, that's the only candle that had a mark. Yeah, because we don't have any other candles that might look like that. I mean, this one looks with the bigger body, just free filling everything up, but like this one didn't decide what really was trying to do. So that will be a. I marked it here as a 4 hour imbalanced from the FOMC, basically. FOMC. And then if you guys are new, basically here for the FOMC on Friday, this was Friday, December 10th. Let's see. Keeps getting to August the 10th if you guys want to see real quick. We had all these news right here. So around 10, we had federal fund rates, FOMC economic projections. And then we have the FOMC statements. So that's when Powell was talking about most likely on the trader look, and they start about the funds and all that bullshit. So most likely that's what traders would kind of want to look for. Yeah, so it says the FOMC usually changes the statement slightly at each release. It's these changes that traders focus on. See, much of this says just the growth on the economics, and then this one says oh my god. There you go. Traders look for the most indicators merely to predict how rates will change in the future. See? So there you go. So that's what happened that day. That's why you guys see that big imbalance wick basically. But yeah, that's basically it. The only thing that looks ugly would be just Ethereum. Doesn't really know what it's doing. Just had a few retests on the higher highs, but that's basically it. And then I forgot to see Zech. I did put money on Zech, but I might be down for a bit. I think I bought it probably too high. But yeah, that's Zech right here. It was trending pretty good. It was trending up pretty nice. So market structure break, if you would have caught it here, scalpel down, market structure break, BOS again. So that's when I try to enter to this trade, but my order was filled all the way up here. That's some bullshit. And so I was filled at 545. Now I'm just waiting for it to go back up. I mean, we still have a lot of highs that we could just fill up, and then it really didn't test none of these. It just passed on basically these and all these other highs that it has up here, and then we have this higher high, and then higher high. So we're just waiting on those to be able to get hit. Maybe might not be this week that will be happening, since it can probably just accumulate on that area, and then if it can, just go up to the upside again. But yeah, that's gonna be on that side. And then we got NASDAQ. I'm trying to work on NASDAQ real quick. Try to figure it out how the chart works on these NASDAQs. NASDAQ, and then we got S&P 500. Ugh. And then, you can see, we got to test all these lows over here. There's any no more highs, not at all. We already tested these highs, so now we're just waiting for it to test these lows down here. Same thing with NASDAQ. Try to test all these lows. Well, these are the past lows from over here. Went up, retested these highs, retested the highs, couldn't pass any of the other highs, so we got a retracement back to the downside. So if you guys can see, tested these, tested these, tested these. So 4th time it tested it, from the before the day and after the day and then after the market opened. So retested all these other highs and then just brought it back to the downside. So same thing. That's kind of what I give myself an idea with BTC. So now we had tested a lot of times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times we had tested those highs. So same thing, I can probably predict that this one probably just gonna be testing all these other lows, basically, like all those other lows. But that's it. NASDAQ and S&P 500. So that's it. Yeah. So that's it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys have a nice day. Take yourselves serious about this. If you guys are really serious on making some money, later on, once I get everything settled and everything right, and I pass my my live trading back testing, getting a good profit margin, good risk reward, then I would go ahead and start trading with with more capital. Then if I've seen a few other funding accounts, so stay tuned on that too. Just gotta figure out the strategy first before you go ahead and apply all these other funded accounts and getting funded for you to trade. So that's the best thing I can just recommend to everyone. The chart will become your best friend for sure. The chart will always teach you where you were wrong and where you're not wrong, and that's how you're just gonna get better at trading. It's like when you go to the gym. You go to the gym to work out, and if you do it right, and you're consistent, and you improve on yourself every single day, increasing the weight on it, obviously you're gonna get bigger. Your muscles are gonna get bigger. If you're skinny, you might even get more cut. So that's it basically. Same thing, apply it into trading. The more you do it, the better you will get, the easier it's gonna be. So that's all I can say. And then if you really want it, you will go get it. You will not feel tired. You will not. Your mind just gonna keep running and running and running and trying to figure out a way to be able to accomplish your goals. So that's all I can recommend you guys. I hope you guys have a nice day. We are gonna come to on Thursday. It's gonna be New Year's, so I wish you guys a happy New Year's. Don't start next year. Start now. That's the best time to start. Start now, guys. You know, you're gonna regret the things that you didn't do than the things that you already did. So keep that in mind. So just start now, and that's gonna be it. Wish you guys the best. See you guys later. I'm gonna do probably a recap again tomorrow just to see how it goes. If it's neutral, I'm not gonna do a recap, but hey, hope you guys have a nice day. See you guys later. Deuce.